G'day legends, I hope you're all amazing. We're checking out firmware 1.3 on the Helix Stadium XL today. This one has just been released and the headline feature is the new Proxy amp and distortion pedal cloning technology. Let's try it out straight away. I want to make a proxy clone of my Soldano Hot Rod 50 Plus. In order to access the clones, we come up here to the top left, we'll go new clone, and the setup that I'm using at the moment is the amp with a load box. I've got my Fractal X load hooked up at the moment, so we're going to select amp. You can do an amp and a cabinet that you've mic'd up. You can do just a preamp or just a distortion or overdrive pedal. Let's go to amp. It gives you a warning, making sure that you understand that you should not connect the speaker output of your amplifier to the Helix Stadium. You need a load box in there. So I understand that. And then I've cabled this up as instructed over here. I've got the guitar, which is the 75th anniversary Ultra 2 Telly. Absolutely slamming guitar straight into the Helix Stadium XL. Send 4 is going to the input of the amp over here, and the output of the load box is coming back to return 4. Now, this is the next menu we get to where we can check the levels that are coming out of the amp and load box. What I like about this is you can assign a cab or a custom IR over here. So let's go cab IR. I'm just going to use my free cab IR that is linked in the video description. You can even add high and low cuts. I'm going to try to get this dialed in to the way I would want to use this proxy clone over here. Let's add a generous high cut over there as well. Basically what I'm aiming for is that green zone on the level over there. That already sounds pretty good, and just to confirm that I'm using the amp, if I turn the gain down on the amp, I'm going to get less gain. Sweet, let's create this clone. We'll hit next over here. I can enter a name, so I'm gonna call this one LTHR50 because I'm very, very imaginative when it comes to these names. We'll hit done over there. I can enter some metadata over here. For example, I can set the brand. This is a Soldano, and I can tell you the model or the product, the settings on here. Let's just speed run this and go straight to making the clone. That's a pretty reasonable amount of time to make a clone. The moment of truth, though, is going to be comparing the original to the clone, and I love that they automatically assign a foot switch on here so you can try the original and the clone. Let's try it. Not bad for a first crack. The original sounds like it's got a little bit more low end and a little bit of extra top end on there. I guess I can add a little bit of that in there. Let's just try add, say, 1 dB of low and high on there and see if that gets them a little bit closer. lot better. It is just a subtle tweak on the low end and the high end on there, and it sounds and feels a lot closer to the real amp on there. Hopefully this is something that will see continued development and refinement, I imagine, as more and more people create clones on there and test this process. It's only going to improve over time, but I'm pretty happy with that. Let's hit save, and to access the clone now in my preset, I could replace an amp block with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, we'll hit amp, I'm going to go over to amp, I'm going to do clone, and then down the bottom, what do I want? An amp clone, and I should have, if this works properly, here it is. I want to select these LTHR50. I've got that one cooking. Let's do this and have a listen to it. In this preset that I made right when I got the Stadium over here, this originally had a Boogie Mark II C Plus boosted with a clone. I'll just bypass the boost on there for now. Let's have a listen to it. It is the clone that I made of the amp. It's a cab IR, it's a bit of micro shift, and it's a bit of plate reverb. Nice and greasy indeed. I'm looking forward to making a bunch of other Proxy clones from a bunch of the gear that I've got over here. If there's anything in particular you'd like to hear cloned, please let me know in the comments section below. I'm looking forward to seeing how this develops, both in terms of accuracy and performance and in terms of the community around it. I think it's inevitable with any capture-based solution that there's going to be a whole bunch of okay to not so great captures. That's putting it kindly, but I really hope we get some high quality stuff and a bunch of free stuff. I also hope that Line 6 provides some cool captures as well. There are new amp models in here, of course, and for someone like me, I like getting the amp model, diving into all the nitty gritty with the way the controls interact and having those functions on there. But if you've got an amp that you love the sound of and you don't want to wait for Line 6 to model it, then this is a great solution. And it has been really interesting to see how this capture solve technology has become more and more of an expected utility, like impulse responses or a looper in a digital modeler. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section below. I'll try to do a deeper dive on this firmware as soon as possible as well. Let me know if you've got any other requests for Helix Stadium stuff as well. My presets are linked in the video description. You can grab my free IR as well, and you can check out some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll. Should probably play you all out with this Proxy clone that I made of the Soldano. Go and grab your guitars, make some glorious guitar noises, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thank you.